video, we will be talking about an important concept of English, which is modal, and then we are going to discuss the type of modal, which is shall. Now, modals are basically a type of auxiliary verbs which denote any kind of probability or a promise. It can denote permissions or the prohibitions, or we can say some kind of obligation. So all these are used by modals. Now some type of modals we can say are can, could, should, will, can be, may, might, used to, was able to. So these are different types of modals, and out of all these, today we are going to discuss the modal shall. Now shall, as we know, is a form of future tense, but today we are going to discuss shall as a modal. Now first, when we are using shall with the first person, it is used to denote a pure action. Whenever I am saying I shall do this, now that is a pure action that I shall take place, that I shall perform in the future. But when I'm making use of shall with second and third person, it denotes a kind of promise, or it can denote a threat, it can denote a warning, or it can also denote a determination. So, how can we define shall? First, when I'm talking about the first person. For first person, shall denotes a pure action, but for second and third person, shall denotes. Now what can shall denote? Shall can denote either a promise, or it can denote a threat, or it can denote determination. So, example of first person, I can say like, I shall visit the office tomorrow. When I'm saying I shall visit the office tomorrow, that means that I'm planning to go to the office tomorrow. That is a pure action which is taking place. So now this is a pure action which is taking place. But when I'm saying with respect to second or a third person, like I say, he shall return your book in the evening. So when I'm saying he shall return your book in the evening, here shall is acting as a modal or an auxiliary verb. Return your book in the evening. Now this is a promise that someone is making, that I promise you that he will return your book in the evening. So there shall acts as a promise. So here it is acting as a promise. And then if I say that she shall work hard to succeed. Again over here shall is being used as must, and here I am giving a kind of advice to the person. So now this is the first application of shall, where shall can be used as a first person. It will denote a pure action, but as a second or a third person it can denote a promise, a threat, warning, or any kind of determination. Now let us understand more applications of shall. Now modal shall can be used as a second or a third person in order to denote any kind of bonding or an action of force. right? So shall, second is used to denote bindings or action of force. Now action of force example can be, I say, you shall go and apologize to your parents. Now when I'm saying you shall go and apologize to your parents, here this is an action of force. Maybe someone is not willing to apologize, but again I'm forcing the person that okay, now calm down and go and apologize. So this is again an action of force. Or I say you shall meet him. Now this is again an action of force. Maybe the person is not willing to meet. So that is also an action of force. It can be binding. You shall meet him. This is a kind of binding, right? The third application of shall is shall plus not. Shall plus not describes some kind of prohibition or a negative command. Now shall can be used as in positive form also. It can also be used in a negative form. So when I'm using shall plus not, it describes some kind of prohibition or a negative command. Example of this can be, you shall not attend his party. Again, I'm giving a negative command. I am prohibiting the person to attend the party, right? So shall plus not represents a kind of prohibition or a negative command. Now I am saying you shall not attend his party. This is a negative command that I am giving to the person. Another example can be, Sheila shall not dance in such situation. Again, I'm giving a negative command that when the situation is not nice, you should not dance. So, Sheila shall not dance in such situation. This is again a prohibition that I am prohibiting her to dance in this critical situation. So, you should not dance. So, shall plus not will indicate a prohibition or a negative command. Now, the fourth area where shall is used, that shall can act as must. Where shall can act as must, that is another application of usage of shall as a modal. So that example can be, you shall visit your parents often. When I'm saying you shall visit your parents often, I am using must in place of shall, and I say you must visit your parents often. This is that I'm giving an advice to the person, or this is a kind of responsibility that children have, that responsibility to look after their parents in the old age. So you shall or you must visit your parents often. This is again a kind of obligation or a responsibility, I can say, that is being represented over here. Now the use of shall with first person Using an interrogative sentence is often used to express the idea of knowing the willingness of the other person. So, next, the fifth application can be that shall plus first person and in the form of interrogation. It is used to express the willingness of another person. So used to express the willingness of another person. Here the example can be, first example can be, shall I open the door for you? Now when I begin my sentence with shall, it means that this is the form of interrogative sentence, because shall is used for interrogation when it is used in the beginning of the sentence. And shall plus first person, because I represents the first person. Now a person is asking, shall I open the door for you? The answer can be either yes or no. But this action won't take place till I know the willingness of the second person, right? Or of the other person. Now unless I know the willingness of the person, this action will not take place. So here shall will express the willingness of another person. Another example can be, shall I carry this luggage for you? Now when I'm saying, shall I carry this luggage for you? Again the answer can be either yes or no, and accordingly if a person says yes, I will carry the luggage. If the person will say no, I will keep the luggage as it is. I will not touch that luggage. I will not carry that luggage. Now, sixth application is use of shall plus the third person in the form of interrogation. It is used to express the wish of the person. Okay, it is used to express the wish of the person. Like I say, shall Rama meet you there? Now, shall, because shall is in the beginning of the sentence, my form of sentence will be interrogative. Rama is a third person, right? Now here again the answer can be either yes or no. If she says yes, Rama will be there. If she says no, Rama will not be there, right? Another example can be, shall Sudha bring you a glass of water? Now, shall Sudha bring you a glass of water? Again, usage of shall in the beginning of the sentence represents an interrogative sentence. Here, shall is being used as a modal. Shall Sudha bring you a glass of water? Again, the wish of the third person is to be determined over here. If the person says yes, of course, Sudha will bring a glass of water. If the person does not wish to drink water, she will refuse and Sudha will not bring the water. So these were the applications of the modal shall. So in this video we have studied about modal shall, that where in first person when we use shall, what condition does that describe, or when we are using shall for the second or the third person, what condition will that describe. Also, shall can be used to describe an obligation. It can be used to describe any kind of compulsion. Then shall also expresses the wish or the willingness of another person. It can be used with the first person or a second or a third person using an interrogative sentence.